Hi, I'm here with Johnny Palmer, who's the inventor and founder of SolCell, who I'm delighted to say are here at the Planted event, and they have been able, Planted at King's Cross, to be the first ever design event to run entirely off-grid. And Johnny, thanks very much for being part of the Planted event and for SolCell being here. It's absolutely fantastic to be able to tell the world that as an event business we're going off-grid. It's something hugely important to us. I mean, can you tell us a little bit about what SolCell is and why it's a unique product?
Sure, what it is energy from the sun, hits panels, goes in batteries, and you use it. The backstory to that is I've been in live events for 20-something years, and I hate generators. They're noisy, they're actually quite unreliable, they give out bad fumes, and they use hydrocarbons. Hate them, don't like them. As an engineer, they're not nice. So we wanted to get away from them, and our best way of expressing that desire for change was building something better. So SolCell is that. It's a solar-powered generator.
Amazing. So, I mean, we absolutely hate generators as well. So it's a win-win. When we heard that you guys could provide the equipment and power our AV through your partner Pitch off-grid, it was an absolute no-brainer for us. I mean, how many events have you run? Can you give us an idea of what the other events that you've
run? I've personally produced thousands of events in my career, but SolCell's been on hundreds of events, a lot, everything. But the biggest one was Greta Thunberg's rally in Bristol's College Green, 30,000 people, about a 20,000 watt sound system, 6 hours with no sun, all battery powered, zero hydrocarbons.
Amazing.
Really, really good use case.
And so the key is to the storage. Is it in these batteries that they can just essentially store more energy?
Yeah, this is all established technology. The battery in your phone's not that different. Solar panels to batteries and then inverters, so we get normal power. The best bit about this innovation of ours is none of it's new. This is old technology, but we've just packaged it up in a way that we can use for live events, and I'm really proud of that.
That seems to be something that's coming out of Planted all the time here, more and more, is that the technology's there to solve the problems, but we're choosing not to go after it too much. I mean, what's stopping us from moving much faster away from carbon-based
entrenched behaviours. Most people, I think, are in a bit of a slightly defensive mindset with their work. They're afraid of things, and they create fear where there isn't fear, and they do what they've always done because it always works. The world needs more innovators who will try new things. And of course, you're not going to use something that's untested. You need to know that we've tried it somewhere else. We've done that, now it works, now you can reliably use it and get power. And hopefully events like this one then become the catalyst for change that enable other people to do the same thing.
I was just going to ask, like, what attracted you to Planted as well? Why did you think it was a good fit?
I like it because it's the fact you're even remotely interested in renewables is cool. And also there's a strong environmental and sustainability aspect to the events you're doing, getting some cool people together and giving a good message. Quite like that.
And that's good to hear. I'm glad you like what we're doing, because we like what you're doing as well. And that's a good position to be. I mean, do you find that you get some pushback, a lot of pushback from traditional events that are just basically saying we just always want what we've always had?
Well, initially, yeah, but then I realised you've got to have credibility. Me saying, hey, I've invented a new thing, do you want to risk your entire event on it? The answer is going to be like, no. So what I've done with SolCell is used it for lots of activist events where, you know, you can, admittedly, it can be a bit bumpy to start with, which it wasn't, and then you build the credibility, you do some commercial work, you do non-critical work, then you're doing critical work, and now SolCell is seen by those who use it as a more reliable solution than a generator. I would use it over a generator now. So there's this curve where it builds credibility to the point that it becomes a superior option.
And can you give like just an idea of the scale? What's possible here?
Today we've got a little 3 kilowatt rack, which is the equivalent. If you imagine one of those petrol generators, it's about this big, that sits there chugging away, chucking out smoke, spilling petrol everywhere, then it blows up halfway through your keynote speech. It's about the same kind of power as that. But the biggest SolCell rigs are multiple racks. The largest one we've built is actually our power station at our warehouse, which is Bristol's biggest off-grid power station. Wow. It's massive. You couldn't even move it. It's so big. It's in situ. Yeah. So yeah, it's infinitely scalable.
And how many? I mean, what's that feeding? What's that? Who's that providing energy for?
At the warehouse, the entire company.
Wow.
In fact, our equipment that's battery powered, even our forklift, gets charged from that SolCell rig, which is in situ.
Nice.
Things like our radio microphones, they'll get pre-charged from solar back at the warehouse.
Yeah.
So we're bringing all this solar energy to site with us. And in fact, the SolCell rig that's here now would have been pre-charged by that system before it came here, while we're also producing energy on site. So we're like grabbing energy from all over the place.
So we're looking to move away, move carbon net zero by 2050. I mean, so much resistance within the big oil organisations and big oil generally. People say it can't be done. People say, you know, it's just.
Well, they're full of shit that it can be. Like the technology's there. Again, this technology is like 50 years old. Solar PV, batteries. Well, they've been around since like, I don't know, the 18th century. Yeah, it's just got really good, really reliable, and really affordable now. So we can do this. It's not a problem.
Awesome. Well, Johnny Palmer from SolCell, it's great to have you here. Great to have SolCell here. Hope to see you at more future events in the future, and you know, it's great association with Planted. So thanks very much for what you're doing.
Thanks for having us.